One of the worst things that can happen when you give a speech is someone winging your introduction. Did you know that the intro is almost as important as your speech? In a moment, I'll give you some professional introduction techniques that you can use. Hi, I'm Bryan Toder, the No Fear Guy, and if you don't have a good introduction ready to go when you get up to speak before an audience that doesn't know you, you're screwed. I remember a few times, and this happens to just about everyone at one time or another, when even after I handed them my introduction, they decided to wing it or said something like, "We have someone who wants to say something. He'll introduce himself, but first..." And then they go off on some boring, unrelated story that loses your audience for good. Then it's up to you to rescue the speech, but in most cases, it's over before you started. So have a written introduction. Here's how to do it. 1. At the top of the page, write, "Please read this introduction as is, with no changes. Thank you." Really, actually type that on there. You'll thank me later. 2. Type, "Our speaker tonight," in the short paragraph is where you tell them about yourself. Notice you haven't mentioned your name yet. Don't mention your name until the end. 3. The last paragraph is, "To talk to you about your subject, here is your name." The key to a good introduction is to keep it brief and causing the audience to want to know more. Never give your name during the introduction until the end. If you want to hear some great intros, watch any talk show. They follow the same formula I just gave you. It's best to have your intro written out in big, clear fonts like 21 point Times Roman. Put some space between the lines. 1.5 is good. If your name is odd or hard to pronounce, spell it out phonetically. And type your name in bold and at least 30-point type. And if you can print it on heavy cardstock so they don't fold into a tiny square and lose it, even better. Before your speech, email them a copy. You should know who's introducing you. If you don't, send it to the person who booked you. In the real world, have an extra copy to give to them before you go on. Ask, and if you don't do this, I can guarantee that they will screw this up. Ask, who is introducing you? If you get confusing answers, gently press for a real answer. Maybe Barb is giving the intro. I don't know. Isn't what you want. Oh, and if they say they're going to wing it, and many do, tell them nicely that you'd prefer that they use your written introduction without any changes. All that said, prepare for them to mess it up anyway. If you follow my advice, you'll be fine 95% of the time. But they'll leave it at their seat, they'll be drunk, they'll think that they're witty and try to make jokes with your intro. Almost anything can happen. But if you have your intro ready to go, you'll be 1,000% better off if you didn't have one. Got any comments? Leave them in the comment section below. I'm Bryan Toder, the No Fear Guy. See you next week on Fearless Friday.
On Fearless Friday, expect to find fresh, new content on how you can reduce your fears in business, public speaking, selling, and life. Click subscribe now.